Hey everybody, it's Big John back again here in the reloading room this morning. This is my Remington 783 and 243 Winchester. And it is safe. I have the bolt sitting right there. No magazine in it, 4-round detachable. Well, what we're doing today is changing the scope out. I've been running with this. It's what came on the rifle. It has no sights on it. Comes with the scope. And it's not a terrible scope. It's no name, 3-9. I think by 32. But because this is my longest range, my best rifle I got, I have some rim fires, but I have this Simmons 3-9 by 50. Got a very clear picture to it. And it's not the top of the line, but I can't justify spending the money on a Vortex or a Nikon or, $600, $700, $800 scope for a $300 rifle. I just can't do it. Budget won't allow it. I have this Simmons, and I think they run around $50, $60. They're not bottom of the barrel. And I've had it for years. I've probably had this thing for close to 10 years. And it's lived most of its life on my Marlin 17 HMR with the stainless bull barrel. We just took it off of that because I figured put my best scope on my highest powered rifle, and we'll put either this one that came on the on the Remington, or another one I have down here in the cabinet, and we'll put it on the Marlin. And for what I do, this lower grade scope's gonna work just fine. We shoot in our backyard most of the time, maybe at a friend's house. We don't really go to the range. We don't really pay to go anywhere and shoot. I'm not into competitions or anything. I'm not a huge hunter. But this would be fully capable of taking a deer. Which is what we would hunt here in Indiana. You're not going to get a shot more than 100, 150 yards around here in Indiana without being too close to somebody's house or something. And we live kind of out in the middle of nowhere, kind of out in the boonies. And you're still not going to get that long of a shot. So what we've done, taking this off of the 17, taking that one off of here, cleaned this up where it mounts, clean the scope rings up, set it in place, and let's see if I can do this with one hand. Without dropping the screws. Set that in place. Set the other screw in place. Got my little Allen wrench. And you need to be fairly careful with this, because it is easy to strip these out. Oh, just kind of, you'll know if you got it started. If not, just a couple of fingers here. If this was going for a competition, long range competition shooting, something like that, we would take the time and lap the rings, make it all just absolutely centered perfect. But like I said, we're not going for all that. This, depending on the loads, this rifle, the cartridge itself is accurate out to 400 or 500 yards with the right loads. And like I said, we're not here. I have a 100-yard lane at my house that I can fire. I might be able to get out to 120 if I go up in my driveway. But we're going to have it sighted in at 100. And and if I want to shoot over that, we will just go aim a little high or aim a little low. Go for that. The reticle on this scope is just crosshairs. It doesn't have any graduations or anything like that. One thing that is nice about this scope, it does not take a screwdriver. It just a nice little thing here. You can just click and go as you want. Now I will bore sight this with a bore sight before we fire a round out of it. And the rifle has been fairly accurate with the original scope on it. We've had it a year and a half maybe, and it has been good and accurate. We haven't had any issues out of it whatsoever. With a little bipod on it. If you're like me, just want one good center fire rifle that you can reload for, or just to have a center fired long range rifle, something along the lines of this Remington 783, or like Mossberg's is the Patriot or the Savage Axis, or Ruger American. The synthetic stock $300 entry level rifle is gonna do you just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. For what we do with it, me and my wife, we can't really justify spending $700-800 on it. It comes out a couple times a year just to have a little fun. Like I said, I just wanted a higher powered rifle round that we could reload for. And 223 is great. So is the 308. It's a great round, but they're fairly limited to a specific role. 308's it's a long range weapon. 223, very light bullet. 308's heavy bullets. And you get up into a 7mm mag and rounds like that are fairly long range. We just don't have the ranges to shoot them here. For me, and my thoughts, the 243 is kind of the perfect all-around rifle cartridge for a hand loader. You can hand load this down to 55, 60 grain bullets at over 4,000 feet per second. Really get out there and touch them as a varmint rifle. Or you can load them up with 100, 110 grain projectiles at, 3,200 feet per second, and it makes an excellent, deer rifle. So for any kind of, very good for any kind of small to medium range or game out to 300-400 yards, and probably farther than that with the right setup and the right shooter. Myself personally, as far as I am with rifles and long guns, my skill level isn't there to go past that. I've spent the majority of my time on pistols and AK-47s, platforms, SKS platforms. So my skill level with a gun like this isn't quite there to be able to go out past, 300-400 yards. My eyesight's not good enough. But we're going to set this up for the eye relief. Now that we have it on, I'll adjust those caps and make sure that they're, centered evenly tight on both sides. And set my eye relief. Actually look through the scope and move it forward and back to where I get my best sight picture through here. Make sure my picture isn't small. Don't have a lot of black around the outside that you'll get if your eye is too far away or too close to the end of the scope. And obviously you don't want your eye too close to it because of recoil. You don't want to look like a raccoon. Just thought I'd kind of share this with you. Thanks for watching.